Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Inside joke. Nobody gets it, but I'm kind of enjoying the trash talk a little bit. Yeah, even from him, and especially from Trump. You know, he's the one really who challenged Joe Biden initially. There's going to be a debate. Remember this? Crooked Joe just announced that he's willing to debate. Everyone knows he doesn't really mean it, but in case he does, I say anywhere, anytime, any place. An old expression used by fighters. Yes, it is. All right, also this. Let's do the debate at the courthouse tonight on national television. I'll wait around. I like that plan a lot better than the plan, apparently, that the Trump campaign signed up for at CNN. More on that in a second. And Joe's video that I just showed you, if you look closely, they edited the heck out of it, right? Boom, 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 boom. This suggests, well, it's a 13-second video, but they had to take a lot of different pieces and basically glue them all together. That's Joe. He needs a lot of help. Whereas Donald Trump just goes out to the camera, looks at it, and talks, and talks, and talks, and talks. He can do that. And he's also been debating and going on the fake news. And, you know, he's fully immersed in the world, whereas Joe is in a bubble. So if this debate does happen, it could be pretty spectacular for Donald Trump. But a lot of the parameters I don't like. What they're talking about, who's hosting it. Some things I do like. This will be the first debate, maybe in like 50, 60 years, where there's no audience. The very first televised debate, Nixon and Kennedy, had no television audience. Now, at times, that audience can get in the way, and a lot of times I don't like that. Then again, sometimes I do. Who remembers 2015, August, when Megyn Kelly was giving him that tough question about women? And then Donald Trump, with a couple of words, just owned the room.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
3 words, and the way he did it with a little microphone adjust. Only Rosie O'Donnell. It's true. I thought it was a great moment for him, even a pretty good moment for Megyn Kelly. All right, no audience in the room. What is that going to mean? It means that Joe Biden has fewer protectors, right? They can step in. So it's a mixed bag. Probably a net positive. Ooh, you know what else about this debate in June? No executive commission on presidential debates. The Commission on Presidential Debates. Have you ever heard about these guys? They're incredibly swampy, owned by the 2 major parties and major donors, and even the beer industry. No kidding.
To a future with more cheers.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis. It's a major sponsor of the Commission on Presidential Debates. That logo there, their fancy gold logo, it's fine. You know, I don't care. Whatever. Yeah, nice logo. Well, did you ever see at a debate, they got a great big, it looks like the seal of America on the stage? That was designed, we believe, in, well, with attention shown to Anheuser-Busch St. Louis. Okay, they are one of the primary sponsors of the debate. So they will have no role in this thing, it looks like. I think that's a step in the right direction, because every time this commission gets involved, I mean every single time, there is some major catastrophe at a debate. Pick a year. Let's go to 2012. Jim Lehrer should not have hosted that debate. He could not keep control.
Let me just come back on that point, which is these small businesses we're talking about.
Excuse me, just so everybody understands. Yeah. We're way over our first 15 minutes.
It's fun, isn't it?
It's okay. It's great.
Yeah, it was bad news. And once again, a Republican was on the short end of the stick. Mitt Romney just took it. A couple of weeks later, he took it again from Candy Crowley when she fact-checked him, but she was wrong. And again, Mitt just walked away.
I want to make sure we get that for the record, because it took the president 14 days before he called the attack in Benghazi. an act of terror.
Get the transcript.
He did, in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
He did call it an act of terror. It did as well take 2 weeks or so for the whole idea of there being a riot out there about this tape to come out. You're correct about that.
Yeah, wrong, Candy. She got it so wrong. She interrupted the whole damn thing to make a mistake like that. And of course, Mitt just went back to his corner after that. Let's see. 2016, the Commission on Presidential Debates ran that situation. Wallace, Cooper, the rest, all liberals. And more recently, in 2020, Welker and Wallace, again doing the bidding of the Democrat National Committee. So the first debate that Joe Biden and Donald Trump will have, hosted by CNN and Dana Bash and Jake Tapper. I'm a little bit insulted. Okay, I mean, they hate Trump. Everybody on their network hates Trump. It's not like they have a whole list of people they can choose from, right? That's how they have branded themselves. And I mean, look at recent past, the town hall they had, great big town hall for Donald Trump. And what happened? Well, he owned it. He was fantastic. He shut down the moderator when she was wrong, didn't walk out to his corner like Mitt Romney. The crowd loved him, and it was awesome. CNN hated it. Watch.
We have to save this country. Our country is dying. Our country is being destroyed by stupid people, by very stupid people.
You once said that using the debt ceiling as a negotiating wedge just could not happen. You said that when you were in the Oval Office.
That's when I was president.
So why is it different now that you're out of office?
Because now I'm not president.
He was great on the substance, great style, and it made the moderator madder and madder.
Why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to, you're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
She was. Sorry, and that's what they can't stand about him, right? When they play their little games, he's not deferential like Mitt Romney. He calls it out. So he's awesome at the town hall, CNN. What happens after? They go berserk. CNN goes berserk, apologizing to their liberal audience that they even let Donald Trump on the air. No kidding.
Many of you have expressed deep anger and disappointment. Many of you are upset that someone who attempted to destroy our democracy was invited to sit on a stage in front of a crowd of Republican voters to answer questions and predictably continued to spew lie after lie after lie. And I get it. It was disturbing. And it was certainly disturbing to hear that audience, young and old, our fellow citizens, people who love their kids and go to church, laugh and applaud his lies and his continued defamation of a woman who, according to a jury of his peers, he sexually abused and defamed. As good a job as Caitlin Collins did trying to fact-check him, it is impossible to fact-check fully because he lies so shamelessly. You have every right to be outraged today and angry and never watch this network again.
Wow, huh? How about that? They abjectly apologized to their audience. They had a crisis on their hands because they allowed Donald Trump to speak and that he got the better of one of their hosts who was nasty. Anderson Cooper is not in the position to figure out what's a lie or not, okay? I'm sorry. A lot of this is subjective. It actually is, folks, all right? Anderson Cooper is a guy with glasses and a phone, all right? And they call themselves the most trusted name in news. Nope, you're just a guy with the phone, Anderson, and that goes for your crew there, too. I wish that Donald Trump, you know, he's good friends now with Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek had a great idea about how these debates should be conducted, all right? This was during the Republican primary, but I think it still kind of applies to the general election. Take a look.
Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it.
Great point, Vivek. what was that Republican primary debate doing on MSNBC? MSNBC. So, yeah, somebody like Joe Rogan or maybe even Newsmax. I don't know. So who does the September debate? They go from CNN to ABC News. And they've got a pretty deep bench of Trump haters as well. George, of course, it better not be George. They're probably going to go with David Muir, who I call the pretty boy, right? I mean, he's always looking at himself in the mirror, right? Let me see what I can do with David Muir here. Well, David Muir is very disturbed when white women, particularly in St. Louis, stick up for themselves. He did this story on a Karen, right? This whole Karen thing. ABC News has been pushing the Karen thing. This poor woman, who some stranger followed into her building, didn't have a key fob. She had the nerve to say, hey, who are you? And they made it the top of the international news. World News Tonight. They used to talk about the Berlin Wall. Now they're talking about this lady sticking up for herself.
A confrontation caught on video, a white woman blocking a black tenant from entering their apartment building, demanding proof that he lives there.
Yes. Well done, David. We will get to the bottom of that. I actually do want to get to the bottom of that. Where is this woman? What happened to her? She lost her job, I heard, and just because a stranger was following her into her own building. What has happened to us? All right, so we'll see. We'll see how these debates actually shape up. I think there's going to be some negotiation, maybe some cancellations, maybe some additions.